and then the government will also get more revenue. The teachers will also be happier because they now have more motivation to teach when salaries are being paid, benefits are being paid. After all, they are aging. The records show that the life expectancy in Nigeria increased. There was a time when it was about 45. Well, currently it's around 50-something%. I mean, 57 years or thereabout now. So I think, to me, this is the right way to go economically.
Okay, as an economist, I expected you to actually hinge on the economical aspect and benefit of all of this, which is actually correct. But again, quickly, the big question for today, does these automatically translate to reduction in plethora industrial action from the academic community?
It does not really translate to a reduction in strikes or any industrial action like that, but it is a good source of motivation to those who are in the teaching profession. There are a lot of reasons why people go for industrial action beyond issue of retirement age. So I don't think this is the only reason why industrial action can cease. Industrial actions are mostly caused by government, especially not meeting up with agreement that they hold with the various labor associations or organizations. So if the government keeps to its own bid, there should be a reduction in the rate of industrial action in the country.
Okay, earlier on you talked about experience, it will boost experience, you talk about it to reduce unnecessary expenditure on the part of the federal government. Of course, you talked about productivity as well, but let's look at opportunity for young graduates who may want to delve into the teaching profession.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, and I try to reiterate the opportunities embedded in this bill if it's given asked by the president, if it becomes an art and a law in Nigeria. You illustrate some of the opportunity like boosting productivity from the side end of the teacher, and of course increasing pension, spontaneous payment of pension, and all of the hula-baloo that surrounds a pension payment. There will be, all of this bottleneck will be cut short according to you, and of course it will increase experience. Now I'm asking, what about opportunity, employment opportunity for young graduates who may want to seek job opportunity in the teaching profession?
Well, by the way, how many Nigerian youths are interested in teaching? If you take a survey from the youths and you ask them, maybe about 100 youths, you ask them, how many of you want to be teachers? Even in the primary school, when children are being asked, what profession do you want to be? Only 1% may say, I want to be a teacher when I grow up. So what I'm trying to say is that teaching profession is not a lucrative business that attracts they are not blocking the opportunity for the youths. All we need to do is to even make that place more attractive so that the youths can come in.
Okay,
improving their conditions.
Sorry to interject. One of the packages that the government has opened for with this particular bill is increase in allowance. I'm sure that is a side of attraction. Of course, bursary payments, scale up of salary. Isn't this attractive enough to lure youth into the teaching community?
It is one thing for the government to promise, it is another thing for the government to implement what they have promised. So we will not say that the teaching profession is getting better in terms of better remuneration and getting attractive for youth until we see them implement those things you have promised now. And then we also see whether the thing is coming at a time when inflation has not wiped out the promised benefits. Many times, like you see from the experience of ASU, agreement signed in 2009 that after 2 years, salaries will be improved by 25%. 2009 and now, 2021, the teachers are still on the same, the lecturers, professors are still on the same salary scale, especially those who have reached the bar. Nothing is improving for them. So how do you think you can trust this type of promise? So I don't think this promise of improving the welfare will really be a major motivation for now. But promise is different from keeping to a promise. Implementing it is what will motivate people to come. But until we see it, we cannot say that teaching is a very attractive profession for the youth for now.
Not even the bursary payment by the federal government to students in colleges of education, of course, graduates of university. Remember,
if you go to most
initially
states
said,
in the country,
yeah,
teachers, some of them are yet to receive minimum wage. How many years ago? And what is the minimum wage, by the way? The 30,000 naira is money that a household can spend. A typical Nigerian household spends on feeding in 1 or 2 days. So an average teacher in Nigeria, especially secondary school teachers, how much do they earn? Some of them earn about less than 70,000 naira, and they are graduates. In this country at this time, when we have hyperinflation, it is very difficult. It is very difficult to really. I think more efforts need to be done in order to make the teaching profession lucrative at all levels, especially from the primary school, secondary school, down to the university level. Only then will the youth look at teaching as a very attractive profession.
Okay, finally, before I let you go, let's talk about the law of diminishing return. At 65,
the law of diminishing returns?
Yes.
Hello?
Are you there? At
Hello?
65, I'm with you. At 65, okay. A teacher in the 4 hours of the university teaching students at 65, would the law of diminishing return not be having an effect on the effectiveness of the teacher? That's question 1. And again, at 65, looking at the current trends, everything is evolving. We're in jet age. What will a teacher at 65 put before a young student of a 21st century student, if I may say?
Like I told you, teaching profession has unique attributes, just like the judiciary. And even in the medical world, if you want to go to a doctor, personally, if I want to go to a doctor and I see that doctor is too young, I don't have much confidence. The same way some people